Hi, this is Lisa here again with another video about symptoms and living life in withdrawal from benzodiazepines. I think it's day, I don't know, 622 that I've been off clonazepam, and I'm still in severe withdrawal from it. My brain is still healing and going through all the cycles that it goes through. God knows what's going on up there, but I'm telling you, I feel like just such a mess most of the time, all the time really, and it may look like I've been crying because I have. I want to talk today about socializing, not socializing, the choices you have, depending on the symptoms you have. For close to the first year off of the drugs, I did near to nothing. I went to one graduation ceremony and a restaurant after and just freaked out and could barely stand it and just said, that's it, I'm not doing anything like that. Went to a couple movies, I sit in the back and rock, don't need to talk to anybody. I've been to, this year now is second year, past year, I've been to two basketball games, one basketball game, two football games, and I started going back to church about 6 weeks ago. But again, I arrive late, I sit in the back pew and rock, and I leave early. And at the games, I just keep my head low and rock. I can't really watch the field or the court much. So I'm in still somewhat of an isolated type situation where I can just look down, look away, and rock and not talk to people. And this is basically because I'm in such a deep derealization yet where nothing looks real to me. Things just look distorted and people don't look real, and I'm in a trance, and my body is exploding with pressure and it's rocking from this body feeling I have. So it's very, very, very hard to socialize. So last night I decided to go to what I would call the first real social gathering, a Christmas party given by my dear friend Linda. Been invited to 4 parties this year. It was just an absolute no to all of them but this, because it was a smaller group. It was enough people that knew kind of what I was going through that I just thought, hey, I'm gonna give this a shot. It's part of my fighting spirit, part of my desire to just be a part of life and to just say, screw you, Benzos, I'm doing this anyway. But I don't know if that's smart or not. I don't know. How can you possibly know? There's people who just hunker down and do nothing and see no one for years. There's people who do everything you can imagine, foolishly so, drive when they shouldn't, and get into all kinds of situations. And I don't know what's best. I just don't know. You're in such a state of confusion all the time that you just don't know what you should be doing or what you shouldn't be doing. You hear people saying surrender to the symptoms, just sit there with them day in and day out, accept them, let them float in and out of your brain, just, oh, it's just my brain healing, just deal with the symptoms and just embrace them even. And it's like, I don't know how to do that. I get angry at them. I fight them by doing things, by acting like they're not there, by doing everything I can to feel normal. I just don't know what the answer is. I'm too confused to even try to figure it out. Well, last night I went to this party. People said, you look great, you look so good, wow, you seem better, you're talking great, blah 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 blah. I heard it today even on the phone with a friend, and like, oh, you would never know what you're going through, blah 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 blah. Well, inside I was just dying. I was just, people were going in and out of focus. Their voices, the sounds of their voices were coming at me, and I just wasn't really sure where the voice was coming from or whose it was, but yet I responded so appropriately. I would hear myself saying the right things, asking the right questions, acting so normal, like it's coming from somewhere in me and I don't know how. And it was such an effort. But yet I just kept doing it. I did break away at one point and sat in a chair in the corner, and I just was rocking and felt like this total outcast freak show over there. But nobody seemed to notice. It's just me. I got hot and sweaty. My breathing and my anxiety got really bad towards the end. I knocked over a cup of hot cocoa on the table because of my visual perception. I'm just not really aware of what's around me. I felt completely recessed into myself, completely not a part of the group. I felt like a cardboard cutout of myself just in that room, just like, yeah, there's this presence of Lisa here, but she's not really here. It was so freaky and so hard and so weird, yet I did it. And it was 3 hours. I just did it. I don't know how. By the time we left, I could hardly breathe, and I was sweating bullets, and I was just, I don't know, a zombie. And then I didn't sleep till 4 in the morning because I was coughing, and I woke up at 9, and I woke up in the heaviest depression I felt in a long time. Immobilizing, I couldn't move. I could not move from this depression and the pressure on my body. I simply could not dig up the fortitude to get up and do another day that I've been digging up all this time. I just couldn't. I laid there and stared. I didn't go to church. I don't know if I'm depressed because of last night and how completely lost the real Lisa is, and not knowing where she is. I don't know what it is. I do not know. But today has been hell on earth with the depression and the other symptoms too. To fight or not to fight, to wait or not wait, well, you have to wait, but you feel like you're not going to wait, so you get up and just do stuff anyway. And it's just such a mind game. It is such a mind game. It's so hard to understand it and to know what to do and to know who you are and where you are deep recessed inside yourself. I know I sound like a blubbering fool right now, but you know what? I'm keeping this real because it's really hard. It's really hard having a disabled brain from psychiatric drugs and trying to figure out life with a healthy brain is hard enough, and trying to figure out life in benzo withdrawal is 1,000 times harder. So just do whatever you need to do at the moment, whether it's running outside screaming or laying down rocking or going to an event or not going, or telling people to just forget it, you can't be there. Just be true to yourself. Even if you don't know who that real self is, just be true to yourself and do what you got to do to get through that next moment, because that's all we can do, friends, is just fight through the next moment, the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next month. And one day we're going to be free. We will be free one day. Everybody tells us we will, and we have to believe that. We will be free.